Hey, this is Karlos Finley, candidate for mayor of Mobile, and you're listening to Alabama Hip Hop Radio.
With that said, let's keep it rolling about the youth and the elderly.
Mm-hmm.
What's your stance on that? Because I've been in a city council meeting, and it came up about the different treatments at facilities.
Mm-hmm.
Basically from downtown to West Mobile.
Mm-hmm.
He said, look different, feel different. You go to the door, some doors may be locked, some doors just open up when you walk to the door.
Mm-hmm.
What's your stance on that?
Now listen, let me be very clear with you all, okay? When I do comparisons, I do apples to apples comparisons. I don't do apples to orange comparisons.
Okay.
So if you go to the County Hudson Center in West Mobile, then you've got to go to the Via Center on Dolphin Street in East Mobile.
Okay.
And you compare those two facilities.
Okay, compare.
You can't compare the senior citizen in County Hudson to the Sullivan Center, which is a community center.
Okay.
Or the Figure Center, which is a community center that's focused on children and older people, because they all have SAIL programs, which is a program to feed the elderly.
Within the center.
Correct.
For sure, okay.
But we've got to compare apples to apples. Okay. When we start talking about doors opening automatically and all that kind of stuff, because you go to Via on Dolphin Street and the doors open automatically too. But when you have children, you can't have free opening doors, because a baby will hit that door and leave.
Yeah.
And then they get hit by a car outside.
That's a whole nother.
And then now you're a whole nother level of liability. I'm a personal injury lawyer.
Yeah.
I understand law. So let's compare apples to apples. Now there is no doubt that there is a discrepancy at many of our community centers.
Okay.
The Figure Center in Tomanville, the pool's only open one day a week on a Wednesday. And there was no posting of when that day was, okay?
Okay. Yeah.
So, but I'm not comparing it to anywhere else. I'm looking at that facility, and there's a discrepancy. If there are discrepancies in other centers, we've got to look at each one, and we've got to address those discrepancies. I don't care where it is, because we've also got the Hillsdale facility as well. Now, it's been reported to me that there were some discrepancies there with their pool. See, the thing about me is that I deal with people from all walks of life.
Yeah.
City employees, higher ups on the city, and they trust me because they know that my heart is for the people.
For sure.
And they tell me things that maybe they wouldn't tell their supervisor. So I'm privy to this information. So we can't have discrepancies at our community centers, and we can't have children paying for services that we have already paid our tax dollars for. So let's talk about that a little bit. If a facility is properly personed, in other words, they've got the proper amount of staff there, there's state of Alabama funds that are available for programs at those facilities. But if you don't have enough people hired, state of Alabama says, hey, you're not qualified. We can't invest our monies in your facility because it's not properly personed.
Yeah.
That's what we've got to look at. Many of our city departments are understaffed and underpaid. Because let's go back to our police officers. We've got 500 plus police officers in the city of Mobile. 186,000 people. We've got a great training facility at our academy, but we're the training facility for all the rest of the police and law enforcement departments in the city. Now you say, how do you do that? Because they sign up to work for the city of Mobile, they get their training, they work a couple of years for the city, and then they get to the sheriff's office, and then they go to Sims, and then they go to Saraland, and then they go to Baldwin County.
I always wonder how that works.
That's how it works. They get the training at our academy, but because we don't adequately pay them, because we don't have equitable opportunities for them to advance, they leave. And they go to other departments where they get paid more, where they have more equitable opportunities to advance. So these are the kind of systemic things that we've got to look at. But again, if you don't understand that, if you've never had to understand that, then you're not going to deal with it. You're only going to do what the person who's running that department tells you. See, my experience in law enforcement goes back to when I was in the Coast Guard. Coast Guard's the police on the water.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay? I'm also a former assistant district attorney. I understand criminal law. I'm a union man. I worked in a paper mill for 10 years. I understand labor. I'm a private attorney who works in personal injury products liability and wrongful death cases. I understand civil law. And I'm a judge. So I see what the systems lack and what they need. We've got a very unreliable computer system, technology system in the city of Mobile. It's called Tyler.
So we're behind a lot on that.
When we bought it, it was inadequate.
Yeah.
Because it came in the same time. I've been on the bench for 6 years now. Tyler came in the same year that I was first appointed as a judge. It's been inadequate from the beginning.
Wow.
When I can't pull up how many crimes of a specific nature occurred within the city of Mobile in a given time, that system is inadequate. When all other cities, or many other cities in the state of Alabama, can report those numbers right off the bat to the state of Alabama and the city of Mobile can't, the system is inadequate.
Darius, the DJ.